In this video, I'm going to explain how to make better decisions in your life by making those decisions based on the suggestions of your heart rather than your mind. And I apologize for any background noise as I'm recording in Nepal in my balcony. There's a lot of noise. So most people have average life, the life that is not unique in any way, because they make decisions based on what their mind suggests. This is a very poor choice for guidance in your life because the mind is limited. It is born with you. It dies with you. It has only your limited experience to rely on. So it cannot get you to a better quality or more interesting life because it vibrates on the same level, which produces your current results. The mind is not supposed to be the driver of your life. The mind is supposed to be the implementer of what your heart suggests. So it's very important to learn to listen to your heart because that will guide you to whatever you want to achieve. So if you have a goal, and if that goal is really yours, not some kind of goal given to you by the system, such as having a luxury life, it's just the goals of the system are always the same, like mansions, beautiful cars, anything very materialistic that you have to work very hard towards are the goals given by the system. And yes, some people actually have genuine goals. Their deepest desire may be to experience the ultimate luxury life, but this is the goal that very, very few people actually have, whilst all the others, they just go for these goals because it's just given by the system to them. They see that on TV. And so they assume this is their goal, which is not the case at all. So the first thing that's very important to do is to really understand what your goals actually are. And this takes some time. You need to stay in quiet. You need to understand what your likes and dislikes are, what makes you really happy. Personally, for me, it's traveling, and it's not luxury travel. It's traveling more in a local way so that you see the culture and you really understand what the country is about. Currently, I'm staying in an apartment, and me and my husband took a very long bus travel. We changed 3 buses. So from India, we traveled 12 hours on a local bus. It's a local long distance bus. From there, we traveled by 2 buses in Nepal for 26 hours. And it was like air-conditioned bus, but it wasn't the luxury bus, but just a normal air-conditioned bus that Nepali people take when traveling long distance. And that was the experience that will always remain in our minds. That's why I love traveling this way. You really get to know the country, the culture, you get to speak to local people. So this is my personal desire. That's what I love doing, exploring different countries in a way that you get to know locals and the culture. So this is my goal. But what's your goal? What is it that you really love doing? For some people, it could be having their own farm. For some people, it's about having an apartment in some beautiful city. For some people, it's also about travel. For some people, it's meeting the one that is their life partner and so forth. So what's your real goal? This is very important to understand. First, you must know what your goal is, because if you reach for the goals given to you by the system, you may or may not achieve that, but if you achieve it, it will feel empty. So it's waste of your time to achieve goals as such. But if you go for the goal that is really in your heart, then when you achieve it, you feel great. You can relax, you can be in the moment, and you can really appreciate that manifestation. So the first thing to do is to really understand what your goal is. Once you understand that, it's time to be led by your heart. Or you could call it by, when I say by the heart, some people get confused. They think it's to do with emotions and something to do with like love or something like that. But that's not what I mean. It's the spiritual heart that connects you with the inner core, with the inner self that's out of this matrix. And it knows, it sees your life paths, the timelines, and it knows which decisions to make for you to experience the goal that you have for yourself. For more personal help, check out my consultation services here. So this you do through listening to your heart, and to listen to your heart means to act by the first instinct that you get about the situation. So for example, if there are two choices, you don't know which choice to make, and that choice is very important. When you consider one choice and it's the correct one, you will instantly feel relaxed or positive, happy, excited, fulfilled. There will be this feeling of ease, relaxation, or upliftment. So you need to catch that first instinct that you get, this knowing, direct knowing. Once you present to yourself that first option and it's the correct option, that's how you will feel. Do not miss that first knowing. And if the option is incorrect for you, you will feel tension, you will feel negativity, and it will be as though you want to push that option away from you. Basically, your body will tense up. And that's how you know that this is wrong for you. That option is wrong for you. But then for some people, the very next second, the mind takes over. And for example, if the body tensed up because it's the wrong decision for you, the mind will start convincing you that it's the right decision because it's logical or so forth. So it's very important to catch that first instinct that you get about the choice that you're going to make and go by it. This will lead you to your goal if you keep having that goal in your mind. And it should not be like putting too much desire into that goal because it may not manifest, but just knowing this is your next goal. It has to be like you're about to achieve it, because if you put too much neediness into it, you may not achieve it. But if you just see it, okay, this is the next goal to achieve. Like anything that you do, for example, you know that today you're meeting a friend, so you have that in your mind. So it's something like that. But of course, if the goal is big, go into it. Really imagine yourself there. Imagine as though you are now in the possession of the goal and enjoy it. But once you come out of it, do not be needy. Do not desire it too much. Just know that this is the goal that you are aiming for. And if you do this, you will start getting inspiration about how to achieve it, and your heart will guide you through that direct knowing. However, if you're deciding something and it's not going to make any impact on whether you will achieve the goal or not, then you may not have any kind of intuition about it. So if the decision is not important, then you can decide using your mind which option to take. But if there is definite knowing that is wrong for you, listen to it and do not take that option. If you've been listening to your mind all your life, it could be difficult to understand how the heart tells you whether the option that you're considering is right or wrong for you. So it will take practice, but learn to tune in and listen to yourself the moment you present some option to yourself. So you can practice even now. If you have some kind of big decision to make in your life, first have the first option in your mind and see what's the general knowing, what's the general feeling about it. Just catch it before the mind takes over with its logical reasoning, but which is very limited reasoning. And continue tuning in for every decision, whether it feels right or wrong for you, unless the decision is very small, like what to eat today, because it's not that important. But when it comes to important decisions, the heart will always have a say. For me personally, I've been guided by my heart for like 15 plus years, and it led me to a very unique life, the life that is very fulfilling. I achieved the goals I set for myself because that's the strategy that I use I dwell on the goal that I want to achieve. I get inspired to take action, and I'm led by my heart, whether to some option is right for me or not. And it leads me to the manifestation of my goals. So I suggest you to try the same. It's the functioning that is very different to how most people function, because most people are purely led by their minds, but that's why they feel stuck in life. Nothing changes in their lives. They struggle because they listen to the wrong master, to their mind, which is born with them, which is very limited, which knows only their experiences, and which dies with the body. So it's the wrong driver of your life. Put the heart as the driver in your life. Learn to listen to it. And I can assure you, your life will be very unique.